Have you been thinking about moving abroad? Traveling and living abroad as a student is one of the quickest and easiest routes to get to the abroad. I would know this because I've lived in the United States and now in Italy as a student. I did part of my bachelor's in the United States and now I'm doing my master's in Italy. So, here are a few tips on how you can get started today and now, like actual steps to get the ball rolling. Hi, guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Julian. Everyone needs to live abroad at least once in this lifetime. The advantages are just too numerous to pass on. From immersing yourself in new cultures, eating new foods. For example, right now, my favorite food, Italian food, is spaghetti alle vongole. Best seafood dish that you can ever get. You get to meet new people that are very different from the people at home. They teach you to see the world from a different lens. The possibilities are endless. My favorite is that it's a great way to shake things up. It teaches you to actually trust yourself because you get to overcome so many challenges, adapt to new situations, obstacles, and grow in ways that you never thought possible. And the kind of opportunities to advance your career, to get better jobs, way better education is just otherworldly. One thing that you will do a lot as an international student is that you'll spend a lot of time on your computer researching. So right now, what you can start doing is research a lot about the countries where you'd like to study. Do you want to come to Europe? Do you want to go to the States? Do you want to go to Japan, Asia? Research a lot about the countries, check out the universities that they have, look at the admission requirements, look at their deadlines. Most countries tend to have the admission deadlines around the same time. So check that out and then look at the cost of living, the visa requirements to get into that countries, and the job opportunities that are available for students. You'll realize that most students in most countries are allowed to work up to 20 hours in a week. So find that out and make sure like you have the fine print written down. Picking a country and a university was the bigger first step. The next step is then that you need to choose a program. Whether you're a bachelor's or a master's student, you need to pick a program that interests you and that is available in the countries that you want to go and study in and the university where you want to go. So just look through their programs and decide on a course that you'd like to apply to. Once you do that, then look at the departmental requirements that you may need to submit. You may need to submit an essay, transcripts that are certified, and an English language exam. Like the requirements vary depending on the school that you're applying to. As always, you can always reach out to the admissions office for any information that you might need. Actually, as an international student living abroad, one of the other things that you'll be doing is that you will be emailing a lot. You'll be emailing the admissions office, the scholarships office. You may even need to email the president of your school because there's just too many things that need to be solved as you're studying or as you're planning to start your studies. Once you have chosen a country, a university, a program, it's now time to do the application. Generally, this is where the guap of the matter is. So if you don't do like a good application, then what was the point? So generally, each country and each continent, from the US, Canada, UK, Europe in general, Japan, Asia, like every country does applications differently. So, for example, if you're applying to the US, you should know by now that applications are taken between December and February. If you want to come to Italy, applications are actually scattered all year round. Like, there's always a school taking students, even right now. So, prepare your provisional or official transcripts. Make sure they're certified if the school requires you to. Most schools require you to certify your transcripts, and find out where you need to submit your applications. For example, if you want to come to Italy, you know by now that you need to submit an application at the embassy in your country, and then you need to still submit an application to your school. So make sure you do that, and observe deadlines. Whenever the school says that you need to submit your pre-filled application form by a certain date, make sure you submit that. If you're required to submit references, make sure your referees know that they need to submit their references of you by the deadline or the required date. So there's a lot that goes into an application. It's actually impossible to cover it in like a single video, but yeah, you get the gist. For this step, just prepare your application and submit it. Once you've submitted your applications, it's now gone. It's in the hands of the university to decide whether they're giving you an admission or not. It's now time to start planning for travel. So at this point, I hope like you have your passport ready. You need to check the visa requirements for the country where you plan to study. Prepare the visa application. Make sure all the required documents are in the visa, in the application, and then submit it at the embassy. The US needs you to have an I-20, and if you're coming to Italy, you still need a study visa too. The visa is what enables you to gain entry into the country at the port of entry. And once you're there, it helps you to apply for documents like the national ID and social security number if you're going to the US, or what they call the permit of stay in Italy, the permesso di soggiorno per studio. It's the study permit for Italy. So most embassies need a lot of time to process and approve your application. So apply with ample time to spare. So in this step, you'll need to come up with a tentative budget that will help you to determine the amount of money that you will need to live abroad as a student. So take into account the cost of tuition and accommodation in case you're not on a scholarship, or if you are on a scholarship, make sure you're clear on what the scholarship is covering. Most scholarships are able to cover you whole sum, but sometimes you may just be covered on tuition or accommodation without food. So just make sure you're clear on where your scholarship or grant is able to push you to. So factor in also the cost of food and toiletries, because these things are mad expensive abroad. Have a winter clothes budget. Make sure that you're covered on the cost, the permits, application costs, health insurance, your air ticket or transportation when you land, and many other expenses. Once you have a tentative budget total, then try to have as much as maybe 2 or 3 times the amount that you can travel with or that you can go with when you're ready to travel. I hope the coming up with a budget in the previous slide did not put you off from trying to study abroad, because the truth is that most schools are willing to help the students to get this education going. So for your school, you can always try to find out the scholarships and grants or any financial aid that may be available to you as an international student. In case you're not sure of which scholarships to apply to, you can write to the scholarships board or the admissions board to actually guide you on this. Every school, actually every country does it differently. For example, if you want to come to Italy, there are government scholarships that are available to students, but you have to submit a sort of different application for the grant or scholarship. So there's a lot of help, in short, to help you achieve your goal of wanting to be educated and to just further your life. I added this slide particularly for guys traveling to Europe and Asia, where English is not the official language of communication. So if you're coming to Italy or going to Germany, France, Switzerland, Spain, or going to Japan or China, or South Korea, North Korea, it's important that you start learning the language before traveling, even when your course is in English. This will help you to communicate with the locals and make your experience more enjoyable. So, take a course at Goethe Institute if you're going to Germany, Alliance Francaise if you're going to France. You can enroll for Italian classes wherever you can find the classes offered, and so many others. There is a lot to do to prepare for traveling, but these are the 7 things that you can do today to begin your journey to living abroad. So I hope it has been helpful and you found something just to get the ball rolling for yourself. Thank you. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel for more informative videos. It also helps the YouTube algorithm to rank the channel so that I can continue producing more videos like this. Like and share this video with at least one person, just one or two. Ciao!